This is my impersonation of a gay escort who showed up late for a date with Boy George last night. I got tied up at this Halloween party by a Boy George impersonator. He got pretty method on my ass. Do you think Denture Mount Pelosi gives out books like 1,000 Places to See Before You Die on Halloween last night to taunt middle-class trick-or-treaters just like Kanye West in sweats and MAGA hats? Smart enough not to wear blackface? Ha! John Kerry's executive mind at work Halloween morning. Should I ask Julio to build a billboard of my wife's rotten apple face outside our Beacon Hill townhouse, or an ISIS flag tonight to scare MAGA hat trick-or-treaters? Best Halloween prop is my wife as Francine from American Dad holding up a build the pool fence sign during our Instagram family photo op. After my son Samuel holding up a cutout picture of Roger's face from American Dad taped to a red plastic martini glass that my eldest daughter Matilda uses for her Shirley Temples. So last night, my entire family, we got dressed up as the American Dad family, shaved the beard for the occasion. And so I'm going to share with you guys right now an American Dad family Halloween recap. And welcome back to the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Here we go. American Dad family Halloween recap in Katonah, George Soros country. Here we go. Who are you? I don't get it. Stan Smith, CIA at your service. You know, deep state, swamp thing. American Dad, Halloween dress up, recap in Katonah. Who are you supposed to be? American Dad. The show inspired by W, fucking our country into economic oblivion after dragging us into a fake news war when the Daily Show mattered, and this ringing a fucking bell. Me, as American Dad during Halloween trick-or-treating with my kids. Vote in big, bright lights on Halloween. So I'm assuming you're with her, the Wicked Witch of the East, Hillary Hammertime Cankles and Beto, because he looks good in a Speedo. Can I get a holla for some holla? Me as American Dad during Halloween. Vote. Really? You really have vote in big, bright lights on Halloween? Did they lower the voting age in America to 4? What's an acceptable form of voter ID now? My son's pool pass? His library card, perhaps? Only Obama could end up ruining the NFL, Hollywood, and Halloween in like one freaking swoop. Congratulations. Add that to the list of his legacy. Halloween's politicized now? Are you kidding me? I mean, it is a pagan holiday. And I did see that picture on the internet of him dressed up like some sort of Satan king, so I guess it's not a real radical departure from reality. Hey now! Me as American Dad for Halloween trick-or-treating with my kids. I don't get your costume. Who are you? Stan Smith, American Dad. We wanted to dress up like the Cleveland Show family, but Megyn Kelly stole all our thunder. Chocolate thunder. Daryl Dawkins. For you millennials out there, Daryl Dawkins was a guy who gave himself the nickname Chocolate Thunder. I think for dunking the basketball with such force that he broke the glass. That was before Shaquille O'Neal had done it. He was the original. He has these other nicknames, but like I don't want to do it any disservice. And then I might be accused of like hate speech, trying to basically like imitate talk reminiscent of the guys talking Drive in the original Airplane. Pretty sure they're in the second one too. Me as Stan Smith for Halloween, like Robert W. Say it doesn't work. I just sound like an asshole, an unfunny asshole, and we want to be at least a funny asshole for entertainment purposes. Yeah. So here we go. Me as Stan Smith for Halloween with my American Dad family. I don't have any beef with vegans unless they insist on listening to Samantha Bee audiobooks over my Do It All Dad Year podcast. Her shrieks of discontent are murder from my ears. American Dad Family Halloween Recap. I don't get your costume. Who are you? CIA, American Dad, Stan Smith. Pushing Roger in a baby stroller, passed out in a face full of applesauce, isn't bolstering my credibility one bit. American Dad Family Halloween Recap. I don't get your costume. Who are you? Stan Smith, CIA, The American Dad. Seth MacFarlane's most underrated creation. Trump 2020, bitches. Me, as American Dad, on Halloween trick-or-treating with my kids. The Brewers Association Board proposed a new craft brewer definition. How about tastes great with twice the calorie filling? Not that over-the-hill hipsters like yourself give a shit. Unlike Beto, I don't see you looking too hot in a Speedo. Me, as American Dad, on Halloween, trick-or-treating with my kids. Google employees protested worldwide to handle the mishandling of sexual misconduct cases under their watch. I'm assuming the majority of the signs read, "Don't be fake news good," or "Stay classy, ass Jeeves." Me as American Dad on Halloween trick-or-treating with my kids. Hillary's most loyal aide wants the porn lawyer to run in 2020. Huma had a kid with Anthony Weiner, so she's not as bright as we think. I'm assuming that's the Hillary's most loyal aide that we're still talking about at this point. Well, what's the campaign slogan, Huma, for the creepy porn lawyer? Make the golden age of muff diving great again? Me as American Dad on Halloween trick-or-treating with my kids. Nancy Pelosi got a standing ovation at Springsteen on Broadway after Bruce took a request for Mansion on the Hill. Pelosi screams, "Fuck the song, Atlantic City, Bruce. Gimme mansion, mansion." Little Steve interjects, "Who's the boss, Bruce?" American Dad Family Dress-Up Recap. Who are you dressed as? American Dad. This is Klaus. He's an Eastern German Olympic skier trapped in a goldfish body. He lives in a fishbowl, as you can see. Like all of your fake news media heroes, really. Good one, Stan. Shut up, Klaus. American Dad Halloween Recap. Imposing, smooth black dude passes by our American Dad family trick-or-treating and says, "Get it." Funny. I say, in my stance with character, I wouldn't knock off his MAGA hat, Francine. I bet he loves Jim Brown and Mars Attacks, too. The end. So, I was not expecting our American Dad, motif, costume to be as polarizing as it felt. I remember at one point, we were... Now, I understand it's like George Soros country and everything. Bruce Willis actually also lives in Katonah. This is northern Westchester, if no one understands what the hell I'm talking about right now. But, you have this one block, and they do the decorations well. But I was not expecting, to be, looked at like I was the, second coming of the Antichrist. And it also just infuriated me that nobody knew who Seth MacFarlane was. And, I would say probably 10% of the people there got what we were doing. Now, we weren't always, together, but, there was, this one, wormy-looking woman who was, going to this diner as, we did, a loop. We were going to get, some pizza, and then it was just, a complete madhouse, so we left. And she, gave me this, death stare. And, her death stare said, "I'm going to ship all of my Barbra Streisand records to Canada if we lose the House and the Senate." So, yeah. Now, that sign, build the pool fence, I'm staring at it right now. It's so funny. It's a really great sign. The reason why I created that sign was because, my parents, they still don't have a pool fence. There's 3 grandchildren later. They go to Arizona. They want to make it this attractive tourist destination, yet they don't have a pool fence. So, I had my red line moment recently with my parents. I go, "You got to get the pool fence, or you're just not going to, see the grandchildren." It's that simple. My mom's response was, "Well, it's an eyesore." An eyesore, Mom? No. Mom, an eyesore. We're talking about a regular pool fence, okay? I'm not talking about a barbed wire fence on the cover of an Eli Wiesel novel, all right, Ma? An eyesore. Can you sound like any more of a materialistic, soulless Philistine? An eyesore? A pool fence. No, Mom. A back tat on Lena Dunham's back fat is an eyesore. So, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but, Lena Dunham, she was actually Hillary Clinton's social media community manager. Isn't that unbelievable? Like, only Lena Dunham could make Hillary less likable and relatable in one blubbery swoop. And I don't know about you guys, but after President Trump won the presidency fair and square, I prayed for them to build a wall around the strip clubs of Montreal so Lena Dunham wouldn't scare away all the clientele. So here's some new vasectomy jokes made snippy. I don't want to get one, the vasectomy. I want my book, The State I'm a Comedian, Control My Kids to Comedy, become a big success, and then I get some money for it. I don't need to become like a millionaire. I'm not banking on it for just one book. And then I want to write Birth of a Pescatarian Comedian. Pescatarian diet plus extra heapings of funny equals one happy family. And then I want that last image of that book is for my wife to be in her black Range Rover. I'll be her chauffeur, of course, because she will have given birth to not one, but two, but three, but four of my love supreme seed over here. And in that picture, so the last image of that book is driving away from the hospital in my wife's black dream Range Rover with a baby seat and our fourth child, and it's signifying that we could afford a home upgrade. I could get my Larry Bird basketball court here in the East Coast. I don't know, someplace in Connecticut, Mahopac, whatever. And, we could, really start to make some noise and make all of our dreams come true. So that is something that I want to do. So appreciate all of your constant encouragement for not only retweeting, jokes of mine on Twitter, but for everyone that has been following my blog on WordPress. And, I see the stats. I know people are listening to the podcast. So I just want to thank everyone here for, being a tremendous booster. I'm very spoiled already with my 3 kids in the home front. But, in the end, I wanted to entertain strangers, before they were born. No offense to them. But this is what happens when you have a mother that, refuses to accept your LinkedIn connection request because of your unstable job history. When she was a loan officer for JP Morgan Chase, and you were a unstable IT headhunter journeyman who's been fired more than a Palestinian slingshot. It's a comedic exaggeration. I actually haven't been fired from that many headhunting jobs because I've been able to maintain a living by placing candidates into positions of more power and prestige and more money, while I continue to fall behind quota or get fired and get screwed out of commission checks. So eventually we had to pull the cord, folks, and basically quadruple down on the totality of my shticky, beautiful, emotive me. So, but back to the vasectomy material. So here we go. New vasectomy jokes made snippy. These are ideas for potential opening sentences for a chapter in the State I'm a Comedian about me getting a vasectomy. Okay? And so these are some opening sentence ideas for the chapter about me getting a vasectomy in the State I'm a Comedian, and the chapter is going to be called Pulling the Plug on My Life Shooter. Great title, I know. And these are examples of potential opening sentences for that chapter, for Pulling the Plug on My Life Shooter. Here we go. Is men's reproductive rights fake news, Doc? Does Planned Parenthood offer kickbacks for referrals? Or the other potential opening sentence to Pulling the Plug on My Life Shooter could be this. Is a vasectomy really permanent, Doc? Or do you struggle untying triple knots without using your teeth like myself? So this is me explaining to my son. I got 2 sons. One's 4, almost 5. born New Year's Day, #1 Capricorn. That would be Archer USA, Arthur Morrison Kornbluth. And then I got Samuel. He'll be 2 soon in February, a.k.a. Gorilla Grip, a.k.a. Bam Bam Gigolo, a.k.a. Jabba Hut Hike in the house. That's when he sticks his tongue out. I could have sworn he's gonna eat his fucking fingers last night. He's got a ferocious appetite. But very strong kid. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't become a fat bastard, so it's not a concern of mine. And he's gonna be my star co-host that inspired the first father-son cooking show ever called Double Talk with Chef Samuels. Something to look forward to later in November. Doing lots of sourcing, stockpiling a lot of recipes. And it's going to be great. It's going to be really funny. So here we go. So this is me explaining to my 2 future sons how pulling out isn't always a 100% guarantee. Dad couldn't pull off a convincing pump fake if his life depended on it. Obviously, because only one of you were planned. And your Matilda, your sister, wasn't planned either. Plus, I was never like touched or embraced much as a kid. So you could say Samuel, Arthur, that, as Daddy got older and finally got into the puberty party, that, at that point, Daddy was a more excitable boy than most. And, even like to this day, even like with Mama, who I'm a tad accustomed to, usually even with Mama, I still like could barely even like make it to like 1 Mississippi. So, Vasectomy chapter title ideas for my fatherhood success parenting book, The Stay-at-Home Comedian, Controlling My Kids with Comedy. Sperm life generator or sperm terminator? So this is me starting shit with my wife for the fun of it. This is a conversation I had with her. So, babe, I was on Google. I'm curious what your answer would be on this. If you do a vasectomy search on Google, you just type in vasectomy, what website do you think shows up first? WebMD or Planned Parenthood? And my wife says Planned Parenthood, and I say, Planned Parenthood? They don't have enough monopolized power over your fallopian tubes already? It's a funny word, isn't that? Fallopian tubes. Husbands today. Expect their drone-ish baby boomer parents to automatically belittle the remake of A Star is Born in defense of horseface yenta breath. Husbands today don't need to see Kramer versus Kramer to realize God made kids more or less putz-proof. In this daddy's honor. Regardless, if they ended up smashing their kid's head accidentally onto the floor of the Nordstrom rack while shopping for sexier bathrobes for their wife to wear during the holidays or not. Husbands today are expected to do more than knock up their wives every 2 years. But fake feminists will treat you like second-class refugee citizens if you're no longer bringing home the bacon. This summer, I only wish I was detained in AC Splendor. Husbands today have to work remote or else they'll be charged with sexual harassment eventually, sexual misconduct eventually. Assuming the VP of product design prevents that from happening by starting every meeting with, raise your hands up high where I can see them. Husbands today, take parenting more seriously because we got more realistic bits of soul from the Wonder Years over Leave It to Beaver. Even Dead in Family Ties was a bearable ex-hippie man. Bang! Husbands today prop up Columbus to their kids because they refuse to be slaves to political correctness. In their own home, especially. This is me propping up Columbus to my daughter. But Matilda, without Columbus, Bernie Sanders has no white devil America to cash in on. And his gravy train goes sailing. Husbands today think LeVar Ball is a more flippant, modest-free Tony Robbins for younger African Americans today, in need of more involved life coach dads of his caliber, despite never pounding home the stealing in Commuland commandment. Husbands today who dare to show their faces in public during regular working hours with their newborns without mama are met with unwelcome, seething disdain like you tried to sneak your kids into synagogue cloaked in burqas on Yom Kippur. Husbands today want to upstage their fake news, hippie dads, or die trying. And we all know that the baby boomers, by far, are the laziest grandparent generation of all time. Thanks a lot, Zit Fate Zuck, for making that happen. Now, these days, their idea of lifting a finger is liking pics of their grandchildren on Facebook from afar. They actually think FaceTime is limited to their fucking smartphones in relation to their grandchildren. Steve Jobs. And I love it how everyone that's a baby boomer likes the Beatles or fucking Bob Dylan. They think they're like a creative genius through osmosis. It's like, you're not Steve Jobs, okay? And also, last time I checked, Steve Jobs essentially exploited the programming mathematical might of all his bitchy programmer underlings. So as far as I'm concerned, Steve Jobs' major contribution to this world, with all said and done, was rocking the grandma Jean Look vegan diet, and in the end, all he really invented was Casual Friday. Husbands today have zero love for grandmas who have 0.0 problem choosing leisure and fake news over more time with their precious grandchildren. Do their husbands have to scrounge for work in a post 9/11 economy? How much did you pay for your house again? How stupid do you feel knowing that our economy is doing the best ever and continues to hit Dow Jones highs? And how stupid do you feel, baby boomers, for still sucking off the fake news, Mr. Wonderful aura that Obama still maintains in your feeble, mushy form minds? Let me phrase it this way, baby boomers, okay? Barack Obama taking credit for current Dow Jones highs is like Nino Brown taking credit for getting Pookie off crack and welfare. Can I get a holla for some holla? Husbands today want to get paid for their expertise from home if possible, because we saw the draining impact of that commuting had on our fathers. By the time they got home, Pops had nothing left for us. The giving tank was dry, man. Husbands today have to uphold their kids' age of innocence earlier than our parents ever did. Or attempted to, really. Because taking your kid to Midnight Cowboy in Manhattan at 14, of all places, kisses your age of innocence goodbye real quick. Oh yeah, I'll move to West Hollywood, no problem. The Dustin Hoffman can handle big city. I can handle fucking sissy land West Hollywood. Maybe Eddie Murphy will pick me for an extra part in Life 2. The husbands today from Gen X pray their children be far richer than they. So the underbelly of dependency that exists in our relationship with our parents right now won't exist for our children. So it won't be a situation where similar to our parents were for example, mine, where they retired to Arizona, knowing that they'd be 6 hours away, which is about as far as Norway. And they retire there knowing that the only condition that we'll visit them is that if they buy us flights. So, as long as we're cool and, desperate for a free trip during the winter, that relationship barely persists in a positive, fun-filled direction until you visit, and then an hour in, you start playing in your father's pool, and he's think that you deserve it, or that he thinks you're a spoiled fuck, and he resents your stay-at-home dad existence. He's like, stay-at-home dad. I prefer the expression shelter bum. And then he's back to words with friends, and it's like, I like my space. I need Maddow. Give me more Maddow. I want unibrow action now. So, I love it when I was visiting my dad in Arizona. He got all defensive. He was blasting CNN. I said, Dad, just like turn down the decibels. I didn't hear from upstairs. And he got all defensive. He was, well, I don't watch CNN for politics. Sure, Dad. And I only watch Real Time with Bill Maher for my Bible study group. Husbands today, change our kids' diapers because unlike President Trump, we didn't have our shit together in our 20s or 30s. But as Sam Cooke used to croon, with divine-powered soul, change is gonna come. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. Husbands today. That was inspired by a nice conversation I had with the grandma, the ampersand of my son's pre-K. This is me oversharing with my daughter again. We were watching American Dad for about like a month prior to get into character for last night for Halloween, and there was this abortion joke, and I felt compelled to explain it to Matilda. So these are a bunch of variations of me explaining the abortion joke to her, and it's complete overkill. So it should be right up your alley, Planned Parenthood. So I read that Planned Parenthood sells baby parts for profit, which is very Holocausty. So that's my beef with Planned Parenthood. I understand that they provide HPV shots. I think, I don't know, and I understand they provide a safer place for an abortion than the good old hanger in the closet trick. But selling baby parts, make a profit on that, pretty fucked up. So here we go, oversharing my daughter again. So getting pushed on the stairwell is a good old-fashioned abortion joke, Matilda. Daddy, well, what's an abortion? A prevent defense on divine intervention. Daddy, what's an abortion? What's an abortion? Playing God like Alec Baldwin in Malice. I still don't get it, Daddy. What's an abortion? Resisting life-altering change and feeling pregnant with possibility again. Daddy, what's an abortion again? I don't get it really. What's an abortion? What's an abortion? The Planned Parenthood would claim white privilege. So, Daddy, just explain to me one more time. What's abortion? Never your destiny, kid. Thank God. Can I get an amen? Too religious, LinkedIn? This is the Do It All Dad, your podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids through comedy. Can make our kids great again. And I'll talk to you guys soon.